Hi there, it's Rose. Welcome to my channel and welcome to Christmas Tags on the 25th. So if you are new to my channel, about 4 or 5 years ago, I realized at the end of Christmas that I had a lot of craft supplies that I hadn't used that year. So I vowed that the next year I would start Christmas Tags on the 25th and I would craft Christmas all year long. And then on the 25th day of every month, I would share the Christmas tags that I made. So I would at least be doing some kind of Christmas crafting all year long to use up my stash. And I have stuck with that. And if you check out the playlist on my homepage of YouTube, you will see all the videos. And they may give you some Christmas tag inspiration. So I am here today on the 25th to share the tags that I made for this month. My tags are always different because I use different supplies, dies, stamps, paper, and ephemera. And this month is really thinking out of the box for me. I used some dies that are a little bit more intricate, and I'm not a fussy die person. I usually stick with the basic types of dies and not ones that have little pieces that I have to create with. So let's start out, and I'll show you the supplies that I used, and then I'll show you the tags that I made for this month. Okay, so to start out with the tag shapes, I used my tried and true Sizzix Tim Holtz tag collection to cut the base of the tags. And now I like to use the largest one, but the smaller sizes are great too. There's a lot of things that I like about this. For one, it cuts a traditional tag. Now, I don't always use a tag die when I'm making my tags. Sometimes I'll freehand them, but I like to find specialty tag dies. But I almost always go back to this one just because I love the way that it cuts. And I cut it twice, once for the top layer, and then I always cut a second tag for the back to make it to make my tags a lot more stable, and so that I can stamp a to and from or a message, or that I'll have a place to write on the tag. So this is the die that I used for my tag shapes this week. I also used 2 dies from this Pink and Main Tags and Toppers. I used the topper because I love that it cuts this little wavy top, and it also has stitching. And then I used this banner shape. So I didn't use the other tag shapes, although I have used them in the past. They're super pretty, love the way that they cut out. But I used this one for a sentiment and this one for a little extra at the topper. Okay, so here is the main dies that I used for my tags for this month. I decided to do a gingerbread theme. I've never done that before. I picked up these gingerbread dies either last year or the year before from Amazon, KS Craft. I didn't use this large one. I used this gingerbread shape. I used the dress and some of the accessory pieces here. I used the hat, the bow tie, the little overalls, but this little hat that's like a little chef's hat I thought was super cute. But when I said in the beginning of the video that I don't usually do these kinds of dies, that is the truth. I have steered away from dies that have extra pieces and little fussy gluing. I even used this little collar on the dress, which turned out super cute. But yeah, I don't typically cut out this type of die. Although I think they're super adorable. I think that's why I bought them to begin with, because I've seen, Jill Norwood and many other crafters do adorable gingerbread. And I've always said, oh, I really want to do that, but haven't been brave enough. This year, I'm getting out of my comfort zone with crafts a lot more, trying different things, doing different crafts that I've steered away from in the past. And, this was on my bucket list from when I picked up the dies originally to use them, and then just tucked them away This year I brought them out. I even have a gingerbread house that I'm going to get into this year too. But for my tags, I used this one, the little dress, the overalls, and some of the accessory pieces to build little gingerbread people. Okay, for some stamping, I took out the sentiment stamp from Hero Arts, which is my new favorite. I've talked about it before. It's, they don't put a name on the stamp, and I don't know why, but it's Christmas sentiments. If you search Hero Arts and you look for Christmas sentiment stamps, you will likely come across this one. I think it's adorable. And then one of the stamps from the Simon Says Stamp collection, which is pretty old, just the Merry Christmas. And this is Swell Christmas is what it's called. They've probably retired it. I originally bought it for this adorable Santa Claus, because you know how I feel about Santa Claus faces. If it's a cute Santa Claus, it's a good chance that I'm going to grab it. And this one was kind of retro. But I used the Merry Christmas for the back of the tags. Now, I used some 110-pound white cardstock, some red and green cardstock from my stash, and then I took out this plaid tidings paper collection that I've had for a couple of years now. I picked it up at Hobby Lobby. I think they have this or some version of it every Christmas at Hobby Lobby if you're looking for plaid. This is a great pad. It is 15 designs, 4 of each, 8.5 by 11. It's not cardstock, it's paper, but when you're using plaids, you're typically using it as an accent on cards or tags. In this case, I used it for some of the little outfits on the gingerbread, but I just love this pad. And I barely put a dent in it, and I use it quite often. So plaid tidings is what it's called, or something similar will pop up in Hobby Lobby almost every year. Great selection if you like plaids, Christmas plaids. So now let's get into it, and I'll show you the tags that I created. Okay, here is my first tag, and I didn't mention this, but the tag's base measures about 6 by 3. So I cut this out in red cardstock. I used primary colors, Christmas colors of red and green and white, because I wanted to make these very traditional. I mean, they are gingerbread, which you can't get more classic Christmas than that. So I wanted to keep them very simple in design and just primary colors. I had these doilies in my stash, so there's a doily on each. This one, I cut out the little dress, and then I also fussy cut the shadow layer of the base of the dress. So the plaid part looks like it's an apron, and then the white part would be the dress. And of course, I cut the collar and the hat and the bow. Now, I didn't mention this, but the face stamps I picked up on Amazon. I've had them again in my stash for a while. It's a series of faces, and they're just kind of the cute faces that you could use for gingerbread or any other little, you know, they'd be cute on ornaments or even as little doll faces. Here I've cut the Have a Cozy Christmas with that banner from Pink and Main, and then I cut it twice to layer it up on the green. This is the stitching topper, also from Pink and Main, that I layered just a simple bow. I didn't use a string for these. Here's the back. All the backs are the same. I stamped out that Merry Christmas from the Simon Says Stamp collection, Swell Christmas. I think that's a really pretty font. Plenty of room to write a to and from, and then a little message. And typically with these tags, what I do is I just tuck them into gift bags or in with Happy Mail, so they don't necessarily have to have a string. I added a few of the clear enamel dots and some of my Spectrum Noir glitter pen to add some glitter. And then I used some Diamond Press, little powder there for her cheeks, and a white paint pen for the dots on her eyes and the dots on the bow, and little accents on the dress as well. And here is the little boy gingerbread, and I cut his little overalls with the plaid paper, and then again cut him a little Santa hat and the bow. And this one says, wishing you joy of the season. And the same details, the little clear enamel dots, the doily, a green ribbon, and then I just did the opposite of the girl, where if it was a green base, I used the red accents. Also, I didn't mention that I cut these out of craft cardstock, and then I inked them up with vintage photo just to deepen them a little bit. I stamped the faces with VersaFine Onyx Black, and then, as I said, I used the white paint pen for some accents. And here's a look at my final one, and she's got the little chef's hat with the flower on it. I just thought it was adorable. I love the look on her face for this one. This is 'Tis the Season to Be Jolly, super cute. So here is one more look at the 3 little gingerbread tags that I made for this month. I hope you enjoyed taking a look at what I created. Please be sure to check out my playlist so that you can see all of the Christmas tags that I've made throughout the years. And also, if you check out my description box, I'll list the past few months so you can get caught up. And remember to check back with me on the 25th day of every month, and I'll share my tags for that month. And next month, of course, is Christmas in July, so stay tuned for that, because I have a special beach theme ready for Christmas in July. Thank you so much for watching. I'm wishing you a wonderful week, and I'll see you next time.